Hello, it's Vane. Welcome to the Inner Whisper, your sacred pause to come home to yourself. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And with this whisper, we arrive at the close of our week together. Heal your past. Thank you for still being here, for walking this process with such openness and presence. Each word you choose to listen to, every conscious breath you take, is planting roots of healing within you. This week, we walked a profound journey. We learned to release guilt. We took the brave step to forgive what's unfinished. And today, we close this cycle with a sacred act. Reconcile with your story. Reconciling with your story doesn't mean idealizing the past or erasing the pain you lived. It means making peace with what was, looking at your wounds with understanding, and recognizing that everything you have lived, what was beautiful, difficult, and unexpected, has brought you here to this moment. More aware, more compassionate, more you. Today, I invite you to open your heart to this truth. The story that hurt you also shaped you. And when you reconciled with it, you stopped seeing your life as a sequence of mistakes or losses and begin to see it as a path of evolution. Let's enter a deep reflection, one that will help you look at your past with different eyes. The eyes of love that understands and embraces what was. Reconciling with your story is one of the most loving gifts you can offer yourself. Because as long as you fight with your past, you remain fragmented. A part of you lives here in the present, and another stays back there, where what you still can accept took place. Sometimes it's hard to look back because we fear reliving the pain, because it's still hurting, because we believe that if we accept what happened, we are approving it. But reconciling with your story isn't justifying anything. It's simply stopping the resistance to what already was. Resistance keeps us tied to the past, as if denying it could change it. But the truth is, what you reject follows you, and what you embrace transforms. Every chapter of your life, even the darkest, carried a purpose, a lesson, a seed of growth. Maybe you didn't understand it at the time. Maybe it hurt, seemed unfair, or impossible to bear. But here you are, breathing, more aware, stronger, transforming. That is also part of your story, the resilience, the strength, the love you have developed to keep going. When you reconcile with your story, you begin to look at yourself with tenderness, not judgment. You no longer see a life full of mistakes, but a path full of learnings. You stop asking, why did this happen to me? And begin to ask, what did it serve within me? And there, in that simple question, transformation happens. Because the past stops being an enemy and becomes your teacher. Today, I invite you to make peace with all your versions. The one who loved and wasn't loved back, the one who felt fear, the one who made mistakes, the one who gave up, and also the one who learned to rise again and again. Reconciling with your story doesn't erase the wounds, but it turns them into traces of wisdom. And it reminds you of something essential. You were never broken. You were transforming. And to accompany you in this process of integration, I want to share 3 paths of reconciliation, 3 ways to honor what you have lived and to inhabit your story with love. Embrace your past as part of your growth. Every stage of your life, even the hardest, taught you something. Maybe it wasn't fair. Maybe it hurt. Maybe it marked you deeply. But even there, something was silently sprouting: strength, empathy, compassion, awareness. Today, instead of asking why, ask what for. What did this experience teach me about myself? What part of me awakened because of what I lived? Each time you answer from understanding rather than reproach, you reconcile a little more with your story. Honor the versions of you that survived. We often remember the past through criticism. I should have done this. I should haven't allowed that. But what if you looked at the version of you with gratitude for doing the best it could amid what it didn't yet know? The part of you that endured, that loved, that cried, that fell and kept going is also the reason you're here today, listening to these words. Thank that version of you for bringing you to this moment, for not giving up, for continuing to seek the light even in the midst of chaos. Reconciling with your story is also reconciling and embracing all of your versions. Create a new narrative from love. Your story doesn't end in the past. Every day you're writing a new chapter, and you have the power to choose from which energy you write it. Stop telling your story from the wound. Begin to narrate it from wisdom. Change, they hurt me too. I learned to care for myself. Change, that they failed me too. Now I know what I deserve. Change, I lost too. I transformed. Reconciling with your story is changing the inner voice with which you tell yourself who you are. And when you do so, your past stops being a shadow and becomes light that guides your path. I invite you to close your eyes if you're able to and if it's safe, and let your body find a comfortable posture without effort. Feel the air moving in and out of you like a calm current that reminds you you are alive, that you're here in this moment where nothing needs to be different. Let's get ready to our first breath of light, exhaling all that stagnant air, opening the space for new, fresh air. Inhale and feel the air enter like a wave of golden light. Imagine it traveling through your whole story, tenderly touching each memory, each stage, each version of you. And as you exhale, let the body relax, as if releasing the weight of the years you no longer need to carry. Second breath, inhale gratitude. Feel the warm energy wrapping your heart. Give thanks for what you learned, for the strength you discovered, for everything that brought you to this now. And as you exhale, release any remaining resistance, any shadow that still wants to stay in the past. The breath, inhale love toward yourself. Feel the chest expanding, luminous, serene. As you exhale, silently repeat, I honor my story. I embrace it with love, and I choose to move forward from peace. Stay a few moments in silence, body lighter, heart calm, soul resting in its own truth. There is no more struggle, only acceptance. Only the deep relief of knowing your story doesn't limit you. It has prepared you to bloom. Look at everything you have learned from what you went through. Look at the learning, not the hurt. Today we reach the end of this journey, a week devoted to looking back with compassion, releasing the weight of guilt, forgiving what's unfinished, and finally reconciling with your story. This moment isn't an ending, it's a new beginning. Because when you make peace with your past, you recover the energy that was trapped in pain and transform it into light for your present. Reconciling with your story is understanding that everything, absolutely everything, was part of your evolution. Nothing was in vain. Every mistake, every loss, every silence, every pain, every waiting prepare you to become who you are today. Let that understanding settle into your heart. Breathe deeply and feel proud of yourself for enduring, for growing, for daring to look at your path with honesty. Your story no longer needs to be a source of pain. It can be your well of wisdom, your map back to yourself, to your essence, to your brilliance. Like Brené Brown said, it's not about forgetting your story, but making peace with it. May you look at your life today through the eyes of love and understanding. May you honor each step you took, even the ones that seem mistaken. And may you walk toward the future with a peaceful heart, favoring the freedom of one who no longer runs from their story, but embraces it as part of their light. For today's mantra, take a deep breath. I'm not my hurt. I am who I choose to be. If this message touched your heart, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to reconcile with their past. Tell me in the comments, what part of your story are you ready to embrace with love and understanding? And what part of the hurt are you ready to let go? And if you like to keep walking this journey of light and transformation, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I share new reflection each week to support your healing process. You can also read my blog at Substack at innerlightpath.substack.com. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Until then, love deeply, shine brightly, and embrace your journey. Ciao.